Here is how to create, edit, and import assignments. This video is for you if you want to know how to put an assignment into a lesson and clone an assignment so that you save time by copying it from one section to the next section. If this is already something you've mastered, then perhaps you can skip to the end of the video where I describe how to clone the assignments. So to start, you'll be on your Populi dashboard. To create an assignment, go to Assignments, and then add an assignment. In this case, I already have the name, due date, and description of the assignment built out in my syllabus, and I just want to put it in Populi so that students collect it there and it's all in one place. In this example, I'm going to have students work together as a group and do some reading and fact finding. I want them to be able to submit several questions in response to prompts in an assignment. So I'm going to choose test. If I were to choose essay, they would have just one long blank spot to put an open-ended answer. But I want them to have several questions and answers to work on. File would be uploading a file that you've already created somewhere else. And grade only means that you are sending them off Populi to something like Pearson, My English Lab, ESL Library, or another platform that you're doing some kind of education or quizzing on. And then they do an assignment there, and then you would have to then import, or excuse me, not import, but type in the grades manually in Populi. So for my example, I'm using a test, and I want those to be fixed points so that I decide what each question is worth. I'm going to make it worth 20 points, and it's going to be part of their America Project and Presentation assignment group. That determines ultimately how many points the assignment is worth in their final grade out of 100%. I'm going to publish it so it's visible. Make the due date June 20th. I also want it to be visible to students before it's available so that they can see what's going on, but that's up to you. And because it's not an actual exam, meaning this is not a test, it's just an assignment that you're using in Populi, I don't need to worry about a time limit or proctoring or anything. Once you're satisfied with the grade value, the assignment description, and whether it should be published, click Save. And now you can find your assignment in the assignments list, which is it's going to appear down here. They're sorted out by due date. So to edit the assignment and put in questions, click on the assignment title, and then click Edit right here. Or excuse me, then click the assignment's name again right here under Info. Here you'll want to then put in your questions. So in this case, I want them to have a little bit more explanation before they start. So I'm just going to copy paste what I'd already put as the assignment instructions and click Save. And then start adding questions one at a time. So I'm going to make this a short answer question. I just want them to tell me what their group name is. They're working in small groups for this. And I don't want this to be worth any points, I just want it for information. And then I also want them to tell me a 100 to 200 word summary writing. So I'm going to make them do an essay here, open-ended, and this will be worth, I'll say, 3 points. I want another question. I just click the 3 dots again, click Add Question, and I want them to share some information. It's more information, think deeply, so I'm going to have them do a fact sheet. And I've created the assignment in a separate document, and I'm just copy pasting the questions into my Populi page here. Next question will be an FAQ. and then they're going to be doing a visual. I'm going to make this a short answer because it's just a very quick copy paste. And then finally, I want them to create a quiz. I'm going to have them do one more open-ended question here. So I've got quite a few questions for them to do. Once you're satisfied with the questions, you can click Preview, and then this will be what the students see when they take the quiz, the different questions, and then they'll have a Submit button. Okay, your assignment is now finished and saved. And so to put the assignment into a lesson, go back into Lessons, and then click the week that you want it to be in. You might have arranged your lessons differently, and that's fine. For myself, I've just chosen to use the Lessons tab like this each week as one separate lesson to kind of organize what's due for students. And so I chose to put Slave Trade in week 4. I'm going to click Design to edit my lesson, and then under my heading, which I've used to just kind of organize when things are due, I will click the plus button and then click Add an Assignment below. If you do not see the option to add an assignment below, that means that you have no assignments created in your assignments list that have not already been added. So the reason I'm able to see this is because there's at least one assignment that I haven't added to a lesson yet. So I'll go ahead and add that. It's the one I just created, and click Save. So now your assignment's there and students can see it. So if you click plus again, you will see that the Add Assignment Below option is not there, and that's because we've already added all the assignments that we have. Okay, the lesson is now ready for students, and I'll just click View to make sure that everything looks good, and yep, and there it is. So now that you've created your assignment, you probably want to import it into your other section. For example, if you're teaching theology or math, where you have more than one section of the class, you don't necessarily want to recreate an assignment from scratch twice when you can just copy it and save yourself lots of time that way, and also make sure everything's consistent. So here's how to import an assignment from one section to the next. In this case, section 1 is the section where I already built the assignment, and section 2 is the one that I want to import it into. So go into section 2, click Assignments, click Add an Assignment. You will have to fill out this part again, so it doesn't copy this part over for you, but the rest of it you can copy. I'll just fill in the rest of this like I did for section 1 here. And then when that is ready, click Save. And then again, scroll down to find the assignment that you've just created, which is now down here. Click the assignment's title, which is Mini Project, and then click Import Test Sections. So this is how you would copy forward the test you've already created in section 1 into section 2. Import Test Sections. Select the course that you want to import from. In this case, I only have one option. Click Mini Project, and click Save. So there we have it. All of the content that I've already created in section 1 has now been copied into section 2 as a new test, and so I don't have to repeat all the questions that I just made. We do still have to add it back into our lesson, just like in section 1, because that part does not get copied. So go into the lesson, go into design again, scroll down to wherever you want to put the assignment. There it is. just took a little bit of time to populate, and so the assignment now appears. Mini project, and click yes to require, and then there you go. The assignment has been created in section 1, and it has now been imported into section 2, so it takes a little bit of duplication of work, but you can save yourself time by importing the sections of the test that you already made.